another big heavyweight fight with Fury versus Wilder, number 3. How do you see it going?
In the kind of a general tactical sense, I feel like you have to make Fury the favourite. I think you kind of mentioned this earlier. I thought he won the first fight. I thought the scorecards were bad. He dominated the second fight. I mean, in no kind of uncertain terms, he beat up Deontay Wilder in that fight, up to the point where a lot of us still didn't even want to see a third one because there's no point. It was too convincing. I think you can almost see it going the same way, but this year's been strange because we've seen a lot of upsets in terms of, you just saw Usyk do it last night. You've seen even earlier in the year, Roman Gonzalez, kind of turn up against Estrada, push him all the way, and in my opinion, beat him. Upsetting a lot of things, a lot of plans per se. So I don't know if there's going to be some weird kind of I don't know what you call it, sense in the air whether Wilder will just find the right hand this time round, or whether Fury will maybe box a decision. Fury also seems to be not in the same mindset. There's the talk of the COVID, and then there's pictures of him out in Las Vegas, seemingly delaying fights for no reason. Fury is such a mixed bag, though. You just can't rely on him.
Yeah, absolutely, and I guess that's what makes the fight still interesting. You touched on it at the start. Then when after 2, everyone was like, "Do we really need a 3?" It's kind of done and dusted there.
Yeah.
He should have won the first fight. It wasn't a draw. He dominated that fight, and then obviously last time out, spectacular stoppage. It was done and dusted. I myself wasn't interested in seeing it again, but now it has been made, and it is about to happen. It's still very intriguing because, like I say, Wilder's got that concussive power, so you can't rule him out at all. And I know that Fury got up last time, but does he have it in him again to be able to do that? It's a few years down the line. He's a little bit older. We don't know what his lifestyle's been outside of the ring for all of this time, and like I say, you don't know what Fury is going to turn up, whether it's going to be in great condition, whether can he be asked anymore. There's been delays. This has been a long time in the making, and it just seems like we've forever had Fury versus Wilder as the next fight, and because it has been the last couple of years. So if his head's in the game, if he's training well, and he's still got the hunger and the desire, then you'd imagine that it'll go, either he'll outbox Wilder to the 12, or if you can get him out there again, that would be quite impressive. But on the flip side, if Wilder does land and Fury doesn't get up this time, like last night, it kind of blows the heavyweight scene, back open again, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, I made a kind of post about this earlier, that it's going to be Sod's Law that, Las Vegas next year, the big September fight will be the heavyweight unification for the undisputed. It'll be between Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, and it's really not out of the question. Before last night, I was looking at the odds for the Usyk Wilder double, and it's a little over 10-1 at the time that you could get for it, and that's not a huge number. It's it's not out of the question. That's all of what makes us see it. But yeah, in 2 fights, it could really flip the heavyweight scene a little bit on its head, and I think it makes things interesting going forward. Whatever the result of this is, I mean, if Wilder does win, is that still them done? Would they want to have another fight? Do you think Fury might even retire? There's a lot of questions that could come from a Wilder victory, and there's a lot of options as well going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of it just depends on Fury's mindset. How he turns up will decide how he wins, and how he loses will decide what happens.
Yeah.
In terms of if he gets badly knocked out, would that be the last time you see him in the ring? Plausibly.